Race 22 was here, and that means we have 3 races left in the season, and it's coming down to the wire. 7 drivers left in the chase eligible for it, then it'll be 5 after next week, and then it'll be 4 going into Daytona. This is where it all comes down to it. We got the best of the sport right here going into the Pennzoil Cup Series, race 22 at Watkins Glen. The Pennzoil pole will go to Jay Durrell, driving the number 43 car for Far Motorsports. As the field takes the green flag, Jay Durrell is definitely gets a good jump on the field at least, but he's also going to be the hard one to beat. As we saw in practice, he was an incredibly fast car and definitely has a feel for this track. So obviously qualifying on the pole just shows how hard it's going to be to get by him. But looking right behind him, Kyle Singer qualifying second, also a very strong car, also a chase contender, but behind him as well, teammate Cody Russell, both driving for Minnesota Motorsports, and right behind him we got Robin Shin in the 07 car. Down the fastest part of the track, going into the bus loop, the 43 car still manages to hold the lead and actually pulling away just a bit, about 2 car lengths in between the 43 and the 11 car as they go down through the wide corner. 43 car still showing a lot of room there. Now, in chase prospect, the 43 car is better than a few other people. I think he's around like 4th. The 43 car said, I'm going to get a win here, as he did not actually have a win coming in before this race, so a win here would be great. Plus, not only would it be great for him, but it would also be good for any other driver trying to catch Jake Booker. Jake Booker, your points leader, as he has really checked out, and even if you do make it to the final 4, it's going to be incredibly hard to even pass him. You're going to have to hope he wrecks out. But the guy behind him, I don't even think he has a chance anymore, even though he's still in the chase right now. This is Kyle Singer in the 11 car, and that Channel Lock Chevy is just holding on by the thread. The reason why I say that is because last week we had a huge controversy on pit road. Zach Cars, Brian Boone, and Kyle Singer all got in a pit road collision, all resulting in them either dropping out or finishing in the lower 20s. And that resulted in Zach Cars and Brian Boone being cut out of the chase, and now Kyle Singer's hanging on by a thread. As we look back, you see Webster Zygarde. He's also one of our chasers as well, running a kind of a silent chase so far, but still it's proven him well. Here was the chase leader that we were talking about, the ever so dominant Jake Booker, and that 5 car definitely just came out of a cannon coming into the chase. We didn't see anything of that before from him. I mean, we definitely saw a little bit of consistency, but definitely nothing like to be proud of or anything. I mean, that 5 car has just been crazy good. He's definitely gotten the whole golden horseshoe from Ryan Dunn. You can see back there in the 32 car, not too far behind. But just in front of Ryan Dunn, you see Rick Witt. He's actually another chase driver in this field. Another one that we just went by is the 2 car of Jay Barker, who's a little bit up front in the 2 car. But here's your final one. He's the last chase driver on the field right now. This is Addison Steinbach in the 33 car. The only Toyota still left in the chase bid, that eBay Toyota, hanging on by a thread as well, pretty far down in points, looking for something to salvage from this weekend at Watkins Glen. Looking back in the field, we got some rookies in this race, 2 of them in fact, but both of them aren't running too good at the moment. 28th, we got Samantha Jones in the 59 car, very similar to the 43 car, and you might get it mixed up if they actually run together, obviously both at the opposite ends of the pack. But also back there in the purple and blue car of Sam Rogers in the 54 car. These 2 cars did not have a good practice either. They managed to squeak into the race as they qualified 30th and 20th respectively, pretty much where they won. But currently those 2 drivers just looking to try to get something that will definitely underfunded drivers and looking to make something out of this year, just trying to make a good impression as they can. You can see the similarities between Samantha Jones and Jay Durrell's cars. They're deadly similar, and obviously both on the same team. But anyways, as we look off Jay Durrell's car, that's definitely an opening right there, as Jay Durrell is consistently pulling away ever so slightly, not by much, but he's definitely opening the gap. And that 43 Dodge is definitely on his way to looking like he's going to be a winning car here today, as that Dodge, very strong in practice, qualifying, and so far here in the race. We mentioned Ryan Dunn earlier this race. He's definitely one of the cars that has disappointed everyone here in the chase season. And I don't know what happened to him, as well as Michael Jones back there in the 47, just 2 cars behind him, as well as Derek Petrie and Kyle Collins, although Kyle Collins made it a little bit farther, so I guess not here. But we really thought Ryan Dunn was definitely going to make it to the end, because he's actually our only driver currently with 3 wins. And he did that before anyone had 2, which obviously a couple of drivers now had 2. Addison Steinbach right behind him being one of them. And Ryan Dunn was your points leader almost the entire season up to I believe when Kyle Collins took the lead. But other than that, Ryan Dunn, he just has dropped off, and I don't know what to say. That Toyota has just not been strong ever since the start of the chase, and we really thought that was going to be the case. Nicholas Samudi on the 62 car making another start after his brilliant second place run last week at Texas, and that 62 car is coming back with the same amount of strength, running right behind the other Ford in this field. Not the only Ford, but another one of the underrated Fords of AJ Davidson and the Pennzoil Ford, going underneath Kyle Collins right now. But the 62 car just somehow shot out of the tank as well, and that 62 car just laying down the thunder on everyone else in the field, obviously finishing second last week, which is definitely a statement to any teams that want to hire him for next year. A couple of drivers leaving as they are inactive at the moment, so definitely spots will be opening up next year. Nicholas Samudi might be your shot if your team wants. But anyways, going down the backstretch, you can see just how fast they're going into the bus stop. There's no room for error, but right now we're centered on Brian Boone. After the definite disappointing finish of last week at Texas, I don't think anyone is more upset than Brian Boone. Being first at the track, and definitely the quickest, almost by 0.2 of a second on everyone else. Ended up being Daniel Voiles' day, which was happy times for him, but Brian Boone managed up to be finishing 29th, which is not where he wanted to be. Looking for some redemption, but definitely not getting it here. And the man who actually ran into him, and used to be in the chase as well, is right here. That car's the number 9 car. The 2 drivers infuriated with each other after the race, and the guy in front of the 9 car ended up winning it too. So the entire gang is here of last week's controversy, and Kyle Singer, obviously the other car in the wreck up front, who's just an innocent bystander, got ran into from behind, and is currently the only driver of the 3 that managed to hold on to the chase, which I feel kind of fitting. Anyways, you see the field has actually caught back up to Jay Durrell here as the gap has closed, and I'm not sure if the 43's cars has his lap times and maybe have fallen off, but I don't think so. I think the 11 car might be starting to make a charge as well. But the 07, the 77, and the 55 also are coming as well. You see you almost have a 5-car breakaway right there. You just see behind there, you see Webster Zygarde leading the rest of the pack. But other than that, Jay Durrell is just hanging a defensive race right now. Up front, has everything he needs and doing well. But I just want to focus in on a part of the group up here. This is the top 5. Let's just look at 2 of the cars here. We got 2 Toyotas. They are both from Old Spice Motorsports. Old Spice Motorsports has had a really tough time in the chase. It has only gotten 2 of their cars in the chase, and one of them dropped out of round 2, and the other one, Kyle Collins, after round 4, is definitely the best bet. And then, of course, right here, the 2 cars that are up front weren't even in the chase. Matt Hotchkiss and Robin Shannon running inside the top 5. But the 31 car, you see back here, he's in second place. You see Webster Zygarde is actually the one leading it. A 4-car train, and then the rest of the pack follows behind. They might be catching up, or maybe the draft, I don't know. We've seen the draft play a lot, even at the mile and a half, which is kind of weird considering the Sprint Cup drivers usually run single file. But I guess these cars have really good drafting capabilities. You see going down the backstretch, definitely that's somewhere where these cars can get a little bit of a draft. Webster Zygarde now pulling up on the back of the top 5, carrying Michael Kraft, Nick Purcell's, and Jay Barker with him. Anyways, we're going to see pit stops happening pretty soon here. But, very surprising, your leader, Jay Durrell, is actually going to come in by himself. And it was scheduled to do so, all by himself, 1 lap before everyone else is supposed to pit. And by everyone else, I mean everyone. Look at pit lane here. You see just colorful cars all down pit road. Pretty much every spot filled except for the very first one, which Jay Durrell inhabits. You see him screaming by on the outside as Jay Durrell goes by pretty much everyone in pit road. Could this lead to some fuel mileage problems? It's doubtful, but we'll just have to see. As on board Jaderell, you may see there's actually one car out in front of Jaderell at the moment. And would you believe in strategy at this point in the race? I mean, we're going pretty much halfway through the race. This is not a long race. And we're seeing the car pulling strategy. That is actually the 07 of Robin Shannon. 2 tires. Did not even elect to take left tires on that pit stop, and Jaderell is now going to have to run her down and retake the lead. But I'm actually really interested to see how this plays out. She was running 3rd. She had no need to go and do this pit strategy, but she decided to do it. And in a matter of a lap, just 1 lap, Jaderell will be able to catch her again and drive right underneath her. And Jaderell, it's going to be a drag race down to the start-finish line. You see the 2 Minnesota Motorsports cars running 3rd and 4th. Good run for them so far. But anyways, going down to the turn 1, it looks like Robin Chin will hold him off just for the moment. And the Fitzwater Australia car will move back to 2nd again. Here's one of the cars that you didn't really talk about in the beginning of the race. Jay Barker is one of our cars who's been under the radar as well, such as Webster Zygarde. These 2 cars have been definitely ghosts and haven't played a big role so far this season, but have managed to keep their noses clean and consistently enough to be inside the top 5 at the moment. You see Webster Zygarde right there. Those 2 cars, I believe, will make it onto the next round if they continue their runs like this, and Webster Zygarde doesn't fall any more back than he has. But we're still seeing the best car probably of the entire chase so far. Jake Booker and Rick Witt, a close second maybe. Not close, but a second maybe. Running in the back. These 2 cars were 1st and 2nd going into the race, and right now they are towards midfield. But also Addison Steinbach, who is definitely in need of points, so that's not too good for him, as he kind of needed some points going into the next race, or else he might not make it. 2 drivers being eliminated this round. Kyle Singer and Addison Steinbach were prime suspects, and obviously both of them showing that they might or might not be those 2 cars. I mean, Kyle Singer has a good shot at it, but I don't know about Addison Steinbach. We're looking at your winner from last race, and if you want to see an up and down 3 races, how about this? Daniel Boyles did not even make race 20, but he comes back and wins his 1st race of the season in Texas West. Then he comes and wins, and then he comes and runs 30th, and he was running last. As we go up the field, you see Smith Jones, Zach Cars, both running deep in the field as well. Ryan Lennox, Sam Rogers, and good races for the 2 rookies. Boa Davis, Jack Newman, and Jeff Fair all having bad days as well. You see Zach Komosky also just lucky to start. But what is this? We got a car smoking coming down the backstretch. That is Kyle Singer, your chase competitor. He was running 3rd at the moment at the track, and just in a cloud of smoke, he is going down the backstretch slowly. And that definitely looks terminal with 5 laps to go. I don't see any way he can get that car back on the track, and I don't know what happened. Where did it happen? I mean, I just look up and I see a car blowing up down the backstretch. And it happened to be on the front stretch. Look at him as his motor just lets go right in front of his teammate Cody Russell. And, you know, he might be thinking 2 different thoughts. 1, wow, I'm glad I missed that. Or 2, gee, will that be me soon? They both are housed in the same garage as they're both Minnesota Motorsports teammates. I mean, that's always a concern. But anyways, Cody Russell, after the fact, will manage to pick up 3rd, but definitely a horrible break for the 11 car. 2 bad weeks in a row. Kyle Singer, I gotta say, is definitely out of the chase right now. But looking back up front, we still haven't seen a lead change either. The 43 has almost backed off of the 07, like the 07 either has gotten better or the 43 has gotten worse. And with 2 tires, could this be the move that wins the race? Robin Shannon is not doing too bad. We only got 3 laps left now. I mean, this is crazy. We got the 07 car leading after his pit strategy, and we see Kyle Singer blow up. This is a big change right here. Jaderell may not win the race, and Kyle Singer is definitely out of the chase. But let's just calm down here, mellow out a little bit as we see the 62 car. Here's your feel-good stories. The 62 and the 52 car running inside the top 10, doing a very good race. No, is that a slow car? The 07 of Robin Shannon has a problem right now, and I don't know how to lost for words. That's the 2nd engine difficulty I see going up through the S's. And I was talking about feel-good stories. That is definitely not one. It looks like it's in the exact same spot. You see Robin Shannon wiggle just a bit going down the front stretch, definitely knowing she has a problem, and just pulls over and lets the 43 car go by. She knows her race is done. And look at Cody Russell going by. A second car he gets to go by right there. Whether it was his teammate or the competitor. That'll move Cody Russell in the second. Matt Hotchkiss up to third. Is that Michael Kraft? I think he had a problem there going through the S's or something. You see, that's where Robin Shannon almost got run off the road there by incoming traffic. But something happened with the 07 car. I don't know what yet. It's no smoke, so it wasn't an engine issue. Maybe it was. I don't know. We'll get more word on it later. But yeah, that camo Toyota is definitely not going to get a win here today. But the 43 car, you see, Jay Durrell now has only one lap to go, and he'll be receiving the final lap. Here, as if we didn't get we get a caution. Yellow flag is out. Yellow lights illuminating on the front stretch as Jay Durrell takes the white flag and the yellow flag. And even though it says the white flag, that is the checkered flag, as there is no green white checkered here. The 43 car is now your winner. But anyways, here let's see what happened here. It's gonna be a wreck in the bus suit with Jack Newman, and whoa! That was the 07 that the 7 just ran right into the back of. The 22 car went spinning, and also saw the 69 of Bella Davis get really loose. And I don't know what to say about that. It looked like the 7 car just came flying in there with just too much speed, and the 07 might have been in the way. I don't know, but that just looked scary. That looked like a scary loose incident for the 7 car at least. But look at the 07 car. She's gonna run over the rumble strip and spin her car out. Not like it mattered anyway, just trying to stay out of the way. And oh my gosh, the 69, the 22, and the 7 car were just all getting loose. I guess they didn't know where the 7 was going. I mean the 07. And just ran, the 7 car just got the worst of it, ran in the back of her. Just add a little bit more fender damage, I guess, to the 07. Not like it's gonna matter. That car is going to the junkyard. And so is Jack Newman's, as we're gonna get an onboard view, onboard camera, and well, now it's a floor onboard camera because it's completely static. And gonna have to buy a new one of those. But anyways, coming out of the final corner, Jay Durrell will now take the first win home for Fitzwater Australia Motorsports, or FAR Racing, as some people acronym it now. But anyways, checker flag and caution flag waving in the air at the same time. Not the first time, but another time we've seen a checker flag goes to Jay Durrell in the 43 car. And a successful race, just all around dominating weekend. Won practice, won qualifying, and now won the race. And very, very scary events, I guess. 2 engine explosions and 1 wreck. And Jay Durrell comes out on top. A few drivers probably out of the chase here today, at least 2 of them. But Jay Durrell will top the leaderboard for the first time in his career. Cody Russell takes second. Matt Hotchkiss third, still finishing off third place for Old Spice Motorsports, even though Robin Shannon isn't there anymore. Jay Durrell is the next highest finishing chaser. Nick Purcell's 5th, Michael Kraft 6th, Webster Zygarde 7th. Pretty solid for him. 8th, Derek Petrie just kind of snuck his way up there, as well as Kyle Collins in 9th. And AJ Davidson, solid 10th in that Ford. 11th is Nicholas Samudio. 12th, Jacob 2, with high amount of Fords up there in the front, not usually what we're used to seeing. Gary Weaver will finish 13th in the 13th spot. 14th will be Ryan Dunn. 15th, Jake Booker, possibly one of his worst finishes. I don't even know, but definitely isn't any lower than 20th. 16th, Rick Witt, not too bad of a run here either, as well as Addison Steinbach in 17th though. Michael Jones 18th, Brian Boone 19th, and Jeff Fair 20th. Bad day for Bad Dad Racing 18th and 19th. Zach Komoski will finish 21st, Bella Davis 22nd after almost wrecking her car. Sam Rogers and Samantha Jones 23rd and 24th. Not really good debut runs, but hey, at least they showed that they had enough to qualify for races. Zach Carr's 25th, and definitely not a supportive run for his win for Daniel Broyles in 26th. Brian Lenning 27th. Robin Shannon, Jack Newman, and Kyle Singer all finished DNQs in 20th, 29th, and 30th. And like we suspected, Addison Steinbach and Kyle Singer, by a pretty heavy margin, will both be out of the chase now after this race, leaving us with 5 cars: Jake Booker, Jay Durrell, Webster Zygarde, Jay Barker, and Rick Witt. But just look at first to second. That's a 20-point margin. And if you count from Jake Booker to Rick Witt, There is not one race. If Rick Wood finishes first and Jake Booker 30th, he will still not be in front of him. So definitely the bottom guys have to catch up with and get something at least out of next week before going into the Final Four race at Daytona. And if you missed it, there's your 11th through 20th. The Pennzoil Cup Series will see you next time at Phoenix. Thank you all so much for watching. There are your songs. I'll see you next time with 2 races to go.